Alright, so again, the FDA is standing in the way of private businesses producing and distributing sorely needed products, namely hand sanitizer. Distilleries are ready and willing to mass produce hand sanitizer, thus meeting a very important need for society right now. But as usual, the FDA has ridiculous rules that stand in their way. The FDA is, and always has, abided by the precautionary principle to the point that it might put you in psychosis. They are simply out of their minds and out of control. These private companies, these distilleries that are ready to go meet society's needs are being held up because in order for them to produce hand sanitizer, the FDA requires them to add a denaturant that makes the alcohol unpalatable and undrinkable so kids won't drink it. Now, first off, according to the distilleries, this denaturant will temporarily make their production lines unusable because when you add the denaturant into their process, they will have to go through an extreme deep cleaning of all their equipment to make it so they're able to produce drinkable alcohol again. Not only this, the denaturant the FDA is requiring is in very limited supply right now because it's been used up quite heavily due to massive purchases of hand sanitizer on the market. Now, this is an example where the market would act swiftly and efficiently to substitute what we might normally use with something that can stand in its place. We run out of hand sanitizer, no problem. Other industries that don't have to retool that much can begin production almost immediately and get this out to people. But unfortunately, we don't have a free market. We have a government institution standing in its way and not allowing them to do this. So do not ever let it be said that a free market can't handle some crisis situation. The market is desperate to help, but ridiculous rules set down by the government stand directly in its way. This is a very good example of how we would be better off, much better off, without the FDA. And like I said, why are they doing this? Well, it's to protect the kids, of course. Okay, well, first of all, why do you need to add this denaturant? Alcohol is already unpleasant for kids. I've always kind of joked the best way to keep your kids from drinking is to give them a tiny bit of whiskey or vodka. Then you can watch their faces scrunch up in disgust, and boom, you've just taught them a valuable lesson. Don't drink. Well, don't drink until you realize how much fun it makes you have is vastly outweighed by the taste, but that's a separate issue. But that's just it. This was how it was with beer for me. I remember as a kid, probably 7 or 8 years old, my dad let me have a taste of beer, and all that did was left me wondering why anyone would ever drink that voluntarily. I remember thinking it tasted like rye bread in liquid form, and I wasn't interested in rye bread juice. It was disgusting to me at the time. And well, as it happens, eventually I ended up loving beer, but that's a whole other story too, one that continues to this day actually. But I digress. The other thing, and I know a lot of people find this to be some sort of cliche talking point, but it's true, is that perhaps we should just allow a bit of personal responsibility. This is nanny state nonsense at its worst, especially because it could very well be actively harming people. So let people take responsibility for themselves and their children. It's really easy. Just allow parents to, I don't know, put the hand sanitizer up high where the kid can't get it. Or just put it into a soap dispenser. If you don't have a problem with your kid eating soap, then I think that would be a good solution. I don't think your kid will start consuming what comes out of the soap dispenser just because it starts tasting like rubbing alcohol. If that's the case, then you've got a lot of bigger problems on your hands than just the coronavirus. But I can't help you with that. But anyway, the FDA, just as with all government institutions, hurts us far more than it helps us. It is so clearly a net negative on society that it should be closed down, but I won't hold my breath. Anyway, like this video if you would, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with anyone who still thinks the FDA keeps us safe, because that's a hilarious notion. And you take it easy.